Going to do a quick video clips about me shooting the Austrian model 1886 straight pull gun. In the video to follow, I will call this the wrong model. I call it the 1888. It's not. It's the 1886. And what that is the straight pull version that is still in the 11.15 by 58 rim, just like the burner. And the reason I kind of dug this gun out is because I was reloading some rounds to shoot my Verndl again, and I thought, hey, let me pull this out and give it a try. As you can see, this gun is not in pristine condition. Most of these large caliber guns were converted to the model 1886-88, which I got confused. That's still a big one, which is the 8x52R, which was the early version, which ended up being the 8x50R Mannlicher cartridge that is used in the model 1895s. This gun is not, it's an unusual gun. It doesn't have like a government acceptance stamp. The serial number isn't in the range or with a, it's either a prefix or a suffix that means for export, and it has no unit markings on it. So it's an Austrian gun, but I think somehow these guns slipped out of the country. You know, who knows, Bulgaria, South Africa, I don't know. But it was never converted, so it didn't stay in Austria, even though it was not an export gun. But I kind of dug that out because I was, like I said, I was reloading for the Verndl. I was going to do a smokeless load because I found something in my testing that I like, and I also wanted to try out a different type of brass. So what I was using, and I got the mold here, I'm using in all of these things here, I used it for the Verndl, for this gun, and for the Grau rifle, is the Lyman 446-110 bullet mold. It's for the 43 Mauser, but that's the Lyman number. I keep mentioning it, but I'll give you the number. 446-110, okay, that's the bullet. And I believe it's sized, they were all sized to 446 thousandths. Okay, and what I was doing here, and the reason I only ran 2 clips through, is I was using the Bertram brass, which I have, and that is right to spec, but it's expensive. Bertram does make it to spec. And I also purchased some brass that was made from the 5110. I'll say 5070 in the video, I'm wrong. Okay, just like the model of the gun, I'm wrong. So I'm making this little preamble to straighten out all the flaws, because what it was all about is I was making videos on doing these reloads and the Verndl, and just with work and that, I don't have the time to get out to the range. I had a break in the weather yesterday, which was beautiful. And so I got out there and I was lucky. And I was real lucky in the afternoon. I went late. I usually go in the early morning so there wouldn't be that many people. There wasn't many people there at the range. So I was free to shoot my guns and make my video somewhat. You can hear the shooting in the background. But I was able to get it without somebody standing there staring at me, picking my stuff up or asking me what I'm doing, you know. So I kind of pressed for time and try to narrow it in there, but I did get out to the range and I shot these guns. So that's why I went and I took this gun and fired a few rounds offhand, standing out in the open where the light is, because underneath the overhead we have, it's pretty dark. So I went out into the daylight and shot 5 rounds, and I shot 5 more under the cover there of the range. And what happened is I loaded this down too. I loaded this load because I was real nervous. I put like 3 grains less in. And now the load I got using that bullet in the Verndl develops like 1,400 feet per second. and it's pretty stable. You know, checking it on the chronograph, it's pretty consistent. This lower load isn't, but I found out when I was shooting, even at 50 yards with this light load, the way the sights are calibrated and the heavy bullet, it was dropping down about a foot and was hitting the back or the bottom 2x4 of the backstop frame. So if I do this again, I am going to use a light load in this. And the reason is there's no locking lugs on this. If that breech wedge fails, that bolt comes right out. So I'm not putting a super hot load in this gun. And it's not like I showed you, it's not in mint condition. You know, if it was in better condition, I wouldn't be afraid, but as is, a little chewed up, worn out, I ain't gonna push my luck, okay? So, hopefully you'll enjoy this little clip on this interesting old gun, and I'm gonna go and upload some other videos. There were 2 other rifles I took out, and I'm going to do the same format, talk about the video and what I did shooting them. Oh, also, I ran into a problem on the range. It was like a weird hang fire. You'll see it in this one. I was already nervous, and I pull the trigger, I hear a click, and I kind of come up to see what was, you know, to look and see what was going on. The gun went off. It took me by surprise. I don't know if it's the primer or I don't know if it's a mechanical thing. Because I had these little hang fires, one with this rifle, one with the Gran, something, and I had a misfire with the Verndl. And the Verndl, if you don't get the latch down all the way, you'll see that the firing pin strikes are way to one side of the primer. You know, you can actually, if you don't close the breech, you can actually miss the primer if you leave it half open. So it's something in the design of the gun. And again, these guns are very old. I've fired them a little bit, and like with the Gra, I've noticed a lot of the grime and gunk, it was all stiff. After I shot 20 rounds through it, it kind of loosened up the bolt parts, and you don't know if junk moves around in there or hangs up or whatever. So you always got to kind of go cautiously with these old guns. Okay, so now we're going to go on to my time on the range, and maybe if I get some time we'll work on this gun a little bit more and take some more videos of it. Okay, I dug out another interesting weapon, the 1888 Austrian straight pull in the 11.15. This gun's not in pristine condition. I've shot it before, but I'm out here and I'm going to try to put a few rounds through with it. I've loaded the load down. Didn't like that one. Hang fire. Last round. And that's that. Okay, as for the 1888 Austrian straight pull, nothing. One of them I think migrated over to this target, but I don't have anything on there, so I got to bench it. I only got 5 more rounds. I'll try to get something on the paper now. Okay, we're back here with the Austrian 1888 straight pull. I believe that's the model. If not, I will make a correction at the beginning of the video. Like I said, this gun is not pristine shape, and now I got a couple loads with that 5070 brass. I don't know if that's going to throw the headspace off or what on this. But as you can see from the target, we missed in the offhand, all 5 shots. And these do not wish to chamber in the gun. That one did. I don't know. I think I'm going to call it quits with this. There's too many variables here, and like I said, I ain't going to take any risks. Well, if I feed them in one at a time and give them a slam, they seem to want to go in. So we'll give it a shot. That one don't want to go. Well, I kind of got them to go in. This is the last one. I'm going to pop this off, and that's it for this one for today. So, they did go in. I didn't size these. This is how they came to me, and this chamber may have a bit of a problem, a little rust in it. They don't want to, puts a dent against the shoulder, but I got the 5 of them off, pretty much from the bench. So, we'll see what we did, and this is going to go up for today. We'll do some more work with it later. It appears to be safe to shoot. It didn't come apart, so if I load like 3 grains less, we should be safe to shoot it. And we'll fool around with this one a little bit later. But let's go take a look at the target. Okay, found out the problem. We were shooting low is what the problem was. So they went sinking way low. So it's a bit of a sight adjustment, plus some loads are toned down too, so I kind of have to work with that gun a little more. I was just nervous, like I said, the condition and the way it's designed. If something fails, you're dead. So that's one to check out a little more and work with a little later. I just brought it out today because the weather was good and had a chance to get a break and get out here and do some shooting.